whole point of the adoption assessment is that you end up with a PAR, which is a prospective adopters report, and that is the report on you. That is the details about this new person that wants to adopt a child.
After they've written your PAR and they've so when that's ready to go off to panel, they give you a copy to read through and to sign off to make sure that you're happy. And we found it absolutely amazing, didn't we, that how like us the report was. And she did such a good job at just getting to know us and portraying that then within the report.
I think what's good about the process as we experienced it was the information is yours, the information is there. So you share as much as you can of your life.
She knew that what we wanted. She knew that what we were capable of, like who we would be capable of parenting. So we had complete faith in her that she would be able to do that part of it well.
Yeah. I think Gail's assessment of us was very fair. It was very clear. It was very accurate.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there that we read and went, I didn't say that, or even I didn't say it like that. It was all very much, oh yeah. She's very astute as well. Yeah, got to know us really well and reflected that well.
Yeah, able to identify strengths, weaknesses in either of us and how we complement each other.
Yeah.
All the way through the process, and it almost felt from day one.
Panel is the end, don't
they can
you?
mention how this whole process is about bringing you to panel, where they'll sit you down and if you're lucky, if you do it right, they'll approve you as adopters, and it really felt like that was
your goal, was to get to
that was the overall goal, as you get to panel, and it felt like everything was moving towards this. And I remember the evening when we went in for panel, and we were just shaking, and we sat down in this room going,
I've never seen you so nervous.
You couldn't sit down. Sat down and had to stand straight back up again, and we were just thinking, what are they going to ask us? Will it be okay? And we've been assured, if you get to this point, it's because we're completely confident that everything's fine. But you can't help but be more than a little bit nervous.
But we went in and it was fine, wasn't it? St David's did really well at explaining what we were going into. So they explained how the room was set out and where people were sitting and how many people were there, and so it was really good going in knowing actually what you were going to be faced with.
Rather than walking into a firing squad, you were walking into a room full of people who genuinely wanted this to work for you.
So we went in and there was 12 people sat around the table, and they just asked us a couple of I don't even remember what they asked us, but they asked us a couple of questions, and that was it really, wasn't it? Because they'd already spoken to our social worker beforehand.
It was quite brief, really.
Yeah.
So I sat with it was myself, my dad and my social worker, and they've all got your PAR in front of them, so they've obviously read it. And then they asked me a few questions about my PAR. They asked me why I wanted to adopt, and it felt like forever, but it was probably about 15 minutes, if that.
So after panel, we got in our car and we drove home. We were driving for less than 5 minutes? Oh, less than that, wasn't it? And the phone went.
We had a phone call, didn't we?
And I answered, and I was like, hello, and they said that it was unanimous and that we'd passed. We hadn't even got home before they phoned.
Before they let us know that everything had gone really well, and they were. And
that's when we realised that panel wasn't the end, and that there was this whole next bit to then to then get through.
My dad and I went to the pub across the way and waited for my social worker then to come through, and it probably waited about 20-25 minutes, and then my social worker came in and just nodded, and I remember crying, and I didn't expect to cry because I likened it to getting a pregnancy test, and it's kind of that, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a parent, and I think all my worlds collided, because it was suddenly like, this is going to really happen. So it was just, I think Lindsay didn't even say anything. She just looked at me and gave me the thumbs up, and I started crying, and then that was it. And my dad and I had a drink, and then I texted my friends, and I went home, and it was just, this is actually going to really happen. Yeah.